Welcome back to Everyone's Home. I'm Margo, an interior designer from Southern California.
And I'm Kevin, also from Southern California, and I love interior design, although I'm not a designer.
Kevin is my friend. If I had one friend I could hire to design my house,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
Kevin.
Margo.
Yeah, no, totally.
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Today we're doing Pick of the Newsstand, where we review our favorite magazines from summer of 2014.
And I will start, shall we?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
I selected for this month Traditional Home Magazine, May 2014. I don't really consider myself a traditionalist, and sometimes I think that sounds kind of stuffy. But oh my gosh, you know, there's nothing stuffy about what's in this magazine right now. I actually focused in on two articles that I thought were fantastic. All right, so Andrew Howard put together this gorgeous home, Come As You Are, which is this beautiful home in Florida. And I think he was successful for two reasons in particular. One, he was able to marry what the homeowner wanted, which is exactly what his goal is to do. He was asked to make a comfortable home, a casual home. I want to kick up my feet kind of a house. But with the one prerequisite is that it needs to be elegant. So, I mean, there's sometimes, for me, that's a dilemma. How do I keep it casual but at the same time elegant? So he did things such as selecting furnishings were very sophisticated lines. But then he made it easy because he made it with durable fabric. So another smart thing he did was he unified the entire space by selecting one color and varying the shade and carried it throughout the whole house.
Yeah, that is a tried and true designer trick that anybody can do. You just pick one color, even if you're mixing and matching it with other colors, but continue it throughout the entire house, and it makes the whole thing feel like it's pulled together.
Oh, it's
yeah,
beautiful,
definitely.
Really smart. So, and then the other thing that I really loved, and a lot of magazines had that this month, was either a top 10 list or featuring some talent. And this one comes from the Rhode Island School of Design. It's called the Talent Show, and they selected 3 or 4 designers.
Are these students?
These are students
cool.
who made absolutely beautiful textiles. Really gorgeous textiles. And what I liked best about this was there was a little page pull-out that talked about who they were, what their passion is, what their inspiration was, and it just sort of took me back to grad school days, my own grad school days,
yeah.
you know, where you everything's a bleeding heart and everything's romantic and dramatic, but at the same time it calls for you to really, you know, sort of challenge yourself and think in the ideal.
You have that fire.
Yeah, we may not live there, but it's nice to go back.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 choices.
I love that. That reminds, I actually won one of those when I was in grad school.
did?
I did. It was a very big deal. They produced my design, and I was in the New York Times. I had a color feature back when that was a new thing. It was ages ago. My magazine is House Beautiful 2014.
Ah, this was good.
I've been reading House Beautiful for years and years, but the last couple of issues have been really good. I don't know if this is true or not, but I kind of get a feeling that some of the people who left Domino magazine when it folded a few years ago came to House Beautiful, because it's very much like Domino magazine used to be, if you remember it. Domino magazine just came back, but I didn't want to review it yet because it's not quite off its feet yet, no. But this issue of House Beautiful is really, really terrific. Some of the things in particular that I love, they talk about the Pantone color of the year, which is Radiant Orchid.
Hello.
Hello. Radiant Orchid, though, is kind of a difficult color to decorate with.
Less is more.
So it's a hard thing to know what do you match with Radiant Orchid. And they give you a couple of options to build a palette around that color, learning how to incorporate it, which is really fun. It's fun to play with color and try new color trends as they come out. And then the other thing I love that this issue really did successfully in several stories was really show you how to mix and match. Like you were talking about mixing and matching shapes.
Yes.
This issue really shows you how to mix and match color and pattern in a very livable way, I think. Like there's so much going on.
There's a lot there.
This house has like everything under the sun in it, like every style, every color, and yet somehow it's all pulled together and it all works.
It looks beautiful.
And it's got tons of ideas. I mean, every little corner of this room has an idea that you could take and play with in your own house, which I think is really cool. Let's just talk for a second about how important magazines are still, because people send me their Pinterest links all the time, and I'm still a magazine girl. I still go and buy magazines every, first of all, this does not fit on my phone. Like if I'm looking at this on my phone, I'm not going to get all the information that I get.
Scrolling from side to side, what's it look like?
And I don't know if you experienced this, but we have a Pinterest board. I was just on there a couple days ago putting stuff on our boards, and Ask me what I pinned.
Margo?
It's gone. It evaporates
Yeah.
from my mind the moment I pin it. But I remember the stuff that I read in print. And there's some science behind that.
Yeah.
Like we know that people who read, when you read a book or a magazine, it stays in your mind longer than when you read it on a screen for
You can
some
hold
reason.
it.
Yeah, and you can hold it and remember it. I was remembering speaking of Radiant Orchid, I remembered a magazine article I read years ago with this beautiful orchid colored home that I wanted to replicate in my own, but Todd, my husband, is a redhead and he looks terrible. Radiant Orchid is not his color. So he put the kibosh on that. But I was thinking about that article. I remember the light fixtures. I remember the furniture. And just for kicks, I Googled it. When was this article? It was November of 1995. World of Interiors,
Wow.
1995. And it's still in here. So magazines are very, very important. And they still have a lot to offer anybody trying to, pull their home together and enjoy it. If you like this video and want to share it with everybody, please give us a like and share and subscribe. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. I think those are the other platforms. Everyone's Home Show. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.